Україна. Нагадаю, ми працюємо за підтримки Міністерства оборони України та Міністерства внутрішніх справ. Приймає нас готель Skylove, за що їм велика подяка. І тож, коротко про розклад наших брифінгів сьогодні. О 14-й годині у нас буде пряме включення з Олександром Гончаренко, це міський голова міста Краматорськ, а також у студію, де нас завітає В'ячеслав Запорожець, це відомий волонтер з Центру порятунку життя. І поговоримо з ними про оперативну ситуацію у місті Краматорськ, а також наш волонтер поділиться своїми спогадами про те, як відбувалась евакуація людей з Краматорська під час обстрілу. Поговоримо про роботу медиків там і про подальшу евакуацію людей. О 15-й годині
15 o'clock, we're going to have Alexander Motozyanek, that is a spokesperson of the Ministry of Defense, and he will tell us the operational status at the front line. And now we have, I would like to present Oleh Bondar, the head of the organization of Pyrotechnical Works and demining of the State Emergency Situation Service. And today, Mr. Oleg will tell us about demining and we will discuss the results of bombing, and we will see the results of the work of our army. Good afternoon. Glory to Ukraine. I would like to inform you briefly about the demining of the territories of the occupied territories in Ukraine, the invasion in Ukraine of the occupational army of the Russian Federation, the mass usage of various types of weaponry and mines has led to the pollution of a big number of inhabited points and big territories. The Russian Federation is using the ammunition which are prohibited by the international convention, but they are using them a lot, and as a result we can see lots of shelling. So in Kharkiv region, we can see that they are using the multiple rocket launchers Smerch, which, and thousands of them we can see in the inhabited places. And the first objective of the State Emergency Situation Service is demining of the towns and cities. And the first task we have is to give the possibility for the people to arrive to their homes. And our main task is to make it safe, so that they wouldn't suffer from the weaponry used by the Russian Federation. The algorithm of work of our pyrotechnic staff is very simple. First of all, there are the inhabited places, and second of all, that is the restoration of restoration of the electric lines, and also the emergency situation brigades, also the water supply channels, the gas supply channels, and also the other direction is the mining of the roads. After this, we can start to work with the land and the farm entities and the other agro entities. At the moment, we have analyzed the territories where we have to to provide the demining, that is the analysis of the territories. We have to define the more polluted territories, and according to our preliminary estimation, there are more than 300,000 kilometers. All of us do understand that it's the part of our country. In the system of the State Emergency Situation Service, we have the well-developed system of the pyrotechnic units, which covers all the territories of Ukraine, and our units are presented in all regions of Ukraine. The total number of our pyrotechnic staff is around 550 people, staff, and there are pyrotechnic units every day is withdrawing from 2 to 6,000 explosive objects. Comparing to the previous periods, before the invasion of the Russian Federation, we can say that this number has increased almost 10 times. I will tell you the numbers as for the actions we have undertaken. On the 10th of April 2022, we were acting 177 times, and we have demined 1,968 explosive objects, and we have checked the territory of 286 hectares. From the beginning of the war, since the 24th of February 2022, the pyrotechnic units of the State Emergency Situation Service have acted more than 6,000 times, and they have demined 48,000 ammunition, including 1,926 avia bombs and more than 410 explosive materials. And we have checked the territory, which is more than 7,000 hectares. We are working mainly in Irpin, Bucha, Nizhyn direction, that is Sumy region. All of us know Trostyanets town and the other. Every day, we know that still we have the shellings in Kharkiv, and our pyrotechnic staff is working there. Despite the shellings, they are fulfilling their tasks, and they are withdrawing all the explosive objects which have exploded as the result of these shellings. Mykolaiv region, we can see that Mykolaiv region is under shellings, and the systems of the multiple rocket launcher are used there, and we can see lots of them also in Mykolaiv region. All the tasks that the State Emergency Situation Service has to fulfill, they are done on time, and we can guarantee that we are going to fulfill this task in the future, and we will do everything to make all our citizens feel safe. Thank you very much. Dear journalists, you can ask your questions. Please use the microphone.
For television. Mr. Bondar, could I just ask you how much progress has been made on the demining in Irpin and Bucha? Have you got anywhere near the point yet where it's possible for people to start returning? And is the main problem mines or booby traps in urban centres?
Дуже дякую вам за запитання.
Thank you very much for your question. As I already mentioned, we are working very active in this, in Bucha, in Borodyanka, in Гостомель, in Немішаєво, Новий Корогот, Бузова, Залісся, Богданівка, and so on. As for the city Irpin, we have checked it, but there are the places where the people who live there, they were not at their place, and as the state emergency situation service, we are not allowed to go there. That is why we're leaving there the letters, and if the person is arriving, they are calling us immediately, and together before they will enter, we are checking the house, and we are giving them the permission to stay at their place, but the main decision. But the main decision on whether the people will come back or not should come from the government. And that is why we're expecting from the local authorities. We're waiting for the message from the local authorities regarding the possibility for the people to arrive. Mr. Oleh, am I right that we can say that those who left their cities when they are coming, when they are arriving, and when they see some suspicious objects, they can call the state emergency situation service, and they have to call us to call you immediately and not to touch it. Unfortunately, we can see that lots of ammunition was used against the civilians, and in many cases, you can see on the photos on the yards, you can see that there are the grenades with stretching. We are withdrawing lots of explosive objects inside the furniture, inside the houses. So the grenade can be in the glass, in the normal glass, but without anything, it is just fixed in the glass. It is very dangerous, and that is why I would like to ask everyone, every citizen of Ukraine, before you enter the house, to call the State Emergency Situations Service or the National Police to check your house and to make sure for you that the house is safe. Thank you very much. Do you have other questions? Thank you. My name is Alexei Kanal. I'm from Phoenix TV channel, China. I want to ask if Ukrainian servicemen saw the new rockets Caliber, the new ones because before the war we have never seen these rockets. Do we have enough expertise to demine these kind of rockets, and how do you demine the rockets and the ammunition which are prohibited by the international conventions? And do you have the statistics on that? Yes, at the moment, thank you very much for the question. At the moment, our staff is has very good expertise in this. So we are dealing with Caliber, Iskander, and the other ammunition which are used from the planes, from the jets, that are the rockets, land, sky. And it's not a problem for our personnel, and we have seen the cluster multiple rocket launchers were used, and these clusters can be anywhere, and there are lots of cluster elements from the system Iskander, which when this ammunition is used, we can see that a huge territory is covered, and our specialists at this moment, they are destroying this kind of ammunition at the place where they find them. That are the ammunition which you cannot move, you cannot, you can only physically explode them. all the aspects of the usage of this ammunition are recorded by our service, and they are passed to our special departments, which are gathering the clues, which are gathering the information regarding the usage of these means of the prohibited ammunition by the International Convention, and all of them, they are recorded immediately, and we are informing the special departments about that. Do you have any other questions?
Opinion. Many people from Kiev went to rural areas for safety, and a lot of people are being told not to come back to Kiev just now. Is part of that reason because of the danger of landmines, that if you have a mass movement of people, then they risk running into these sort of ordinances? And I had one more question.
As I already mentioned, the Russian occupiers are consciously mining the civilian objects. The mining of the private houses, private yards of our citizens. The blockhouses. Besides these, they are also using the anti-personnel and anti-tank mines. Besides these, in Kharkiv region, there are the cases when the systems of remote mining systems were used. The Russian occupiers are using their most modern equipment, which is called земледелие, and in this way they are mining the huge territories. Of course, when there is information that in somewhere the check of these territories was not provided, of course it is prohibited to stay in this place, and of course we are undertaking all the measures together with the local authorities to prohibit the access, to limit the access of the civilians to these places until the check of these places would be done.
Question. I think I saw a figure today that up to 70% of Ukrainian land for agriculture will be used this year. But taking the train to Kiev, I saw a lot of gardens and fields not being active. Do you think that the problem of mines and unexploded ordnance will prevent a lot of agriculture from taking place this year? Because now is the time of year, of course, that a lot of planting should take place. Дякую.
Well, unfortunately, you're right. Very big territories, agro territories, they are polluted with the explosive objects. Especially, there are those territories, there are those fields where the Russian troops stayed. That is why, unfortunately, at the moment, yes, lots of fields at the moment cannot be used for agriculture. But we will try to do our best to give the opportunity to make it possible for our farmers to start planting this year. Thank you very much. Do you have questions? More questions? No, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Oleg. And I thank you very much that you were with us. I want to remind you that at 2 p.m. we will have the governor of Kramatorsk and the famous volunteer. You will hear about the result, the consequences of shelling. Stay with us. Goodbye.